So first of all, Orlando Jones, how are you doing? There's a lot going on in the world. I like to start off my interviews very easy, just kind of asking how everybody is.
Well, I'm good. How are you? I'm good, actually. All things considered, I try and keep an upbeat attitude about.
Sounds great. Well, I will have him call in about 15 minutes. Okay. No problem. Bye bye.
Hey, Sony, you're not muted. There she is. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, good. All right. So I was asking how you were doing.
I'm good. All things considered, I try and keep an upbeat attitude about it. But it's a crazy time. We can only hope that that things live up to our dreams.
That's a really good way of putting it. I like that. Hopefully, it's our dreams and not our nightmares.
Exactly.
So the Good Lord Bird. This is really a mammoth of a television show, and one of the things I loved watching it was you have amazing character actors that kind of come in, do their thing really, really well, and then kind of step back, and you do that in a couple of the episodes here. How did you get involved in the show?
I got a call from Ethan about the Good Lord Bird, and he was asking me, what I thought, and if I knew the book, and I did, and loved James McBride's work, and we settled on the Railman, and that was that. It sort of was a smooth process for the most part, but I was just excited that they were making it, and he was, a fan, and was like, I really want to work with you. What do you think about the Railman? And then I was like, yeah, you're right, it's the Railman, and that was that.
Well, of course, you have like one of the greatest character actors asking you to be this amazing character actor in this part. So I feel you. What was the preparation like?
I tend to be a little research heavy. Fortunately, this particular piece comes with a fair amount of research to it, but
yeah,
I really think it was just interesting to me to look at the components of the Underground Railroad that you've never heard about. How mail moves, what the most sophisticated technology of the day was. So I was, when you're thinking about this period of time, particularly as a student, right? No one ever tells you, well, so yeah, during slavery, there were these Black guys who, ran the railroad system and operated the rail train and had keys to all the cars and made sure that the train kept filling up with water and were friends with the mayor and of course had a family in bondage, of course, as well. But still, it's like no one tells you, of these people who were functioning, contributing, respected members of society while also managing, these other aspects. So I kind of jumped at that. That's kind of what I was like, wow, that's an interesting way to look at it. And I love the story of how mail moves. You put it on a train. The train is moving about 15, 20 miles an hour. So if you're looking to ship something from Alabama up to DC,
right.
3-4 days later, now they I guess got to get on a pony and go, 15 miles there on not the best roads in the world.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. You go, okay, so that's a week and a half one way, or 4 days one way for a message. And just thinking about John Brown trying to get a message up north that he was going to raid Harper's Ferry, and he suddenly got all these guns, and just, oh, no, we don't do that. We go to the numbers guys because everybody's gambling. It's just, so that's how the ecosystem worked. Okay, that was your Twitter. Oh, what? Okay. This was your car. This was your email. This was so... I just thought it's a fascinating way to see that period of time that we often don't see. And even the portrayal of Frederick Douglass is something I always go back to. No one talks about the fact that his wife is Black, his mistress is white. He's the biggest rock star of the day.
Yeah. And they interact too. That's the thing that was so interesting to me too, is that they had this very interesting relationship that now, polyamory is sort of becoming a thing now. He was kind of ahead of his time in that way. Yeah,
exactly. So, and So you look at all of these other aspects and components and go, okay, so are we now to go back and look at everything that Frederick Douglass said through this new hourglass of information that we previously ignored? And does that diminish what the person had to say? Right. So I just think that, in looking at a storyteller like James McBride telling this type of story, I think it's hard for me to pull apart the complexities, the interesting character dynamics that go along with what it's like to have a diverse storyteller telling a story about diverse characters of all colors who are all well rendered and all thought of as humans, as fully formed humans.
Three-dimensional people. Yeah.
What a crazy concept.
Backstories and lives and, Yeah.
So I feel like for those of us nerds who are real fans of all of these stories, the reason you end up writing fanfic Thank you.